Hey you guys, how are you? Monday morning, and yeah, what a market, especially looking into oil. We will look at oil in just a little bit, and I was actually going through if there's anything, important in quote to mention to talk about, and there's really not a whole lot. As you can see here, silver miners, check. We're still happy with the view on that. Gold miners, check. Uranium miners or uranium, check. Copper, yeah. And so it is just, green to some degree all over, and we haven't seen any major stuff going on. I will still, I have to look through my ratio charts, but I will do that. I will do that after this one here. So I will just give a quick brush up on silver. We have our daily list. I call it the daily list, but we don't do it daily. So let's see if we can find it, the daily commodities update here. So of course we're going to talk about oil getting smoked a little bit, and then we're just going to look into the different things. That's not a whole lot to mention in quotes, nothing brand new. So if this is one video you don't want, again, you don't have to watch it. It's just a quick summary of what is happening. So nothing big here. The only thing that will be in depth to some degree is oil, and we will also look quickly at some of the oil stock that we talked about yesterday with regarding to breaking out. They are actually holding up very well still. So that is still okay. Good, 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 good. We have a lot of things going on here. We will do the let's just do the weekly here, even though there's so much crap going on here. Let's remove it all. So for now here, we're still in the little tiny uptrend here after we broke again here the red one. Let's go to the daily, by the way. It's better to see that. So again, the blue wedge here was our go-go signal. We broke that. We broke the red, the golden, which was a 6-month channel breaking out. Negative divergence, I can see that easily here. Could we backtest roughly 35, maybe 34.5? Yeah, absolutely. But overall, I'm still in the camp that we're going to see roughly 40 here over the next, what is it, June here? Five weeks. I think we will see 40. I think either way, we're gonna see 40. So um gold, let's do gold here. Also a lot of things going on. Again, we're still bullish, and we called the top there basically saying that hey, this might be a big local high. And now we have basically gone sideways, right, for the better part of what is it, 2 months, give or take. And we're still happy with the view, letting the moving averages, you can see it here, catch up just a little bit. And yeah, we're also seeing some sort of head and shoulders being built here. So we're still happy with the view for gold. In the short term here, remember, we are long-term bulls, short term. If we start to break somewhere about, 3,320 and below, then we will have more downside in my book. Uh, Getting below the blue here, right? The support and the uptrend there. So platinum, I mean, platinum, we don't really want to talk about platinum. We're still insanely bullish on platinum. And you can see that when we go into the miners as well. I will do a miners update tomorrow on platinum. Again, remember, the monthly chart is in charge. Whatever happens on the daily, we don't really care. And we have had the first major target hit, boom, right? Triangle high. That is where, again, if you're a short-term guy, you exit. Um, or if you want to take a little bit of profit, that's where you can do it. But for me personally, after such a beautiful setup here with the wedge, with the long-term break, again, I'm targeting higher prices. So I know, full fact that we're going to see a little pause here, and that 1,350 is the big one to get through. However, I do believe that we're going to get there one way or the other. So it's just a time issue. Um, Palladium here still looks good. Not as good as platinum, obviously, but we're still very bullish on platinum. Palladium, my bad. And we actually broke out here again, breaking out, testing that little channel right there. So we are still on the path of building our head and shoulders. So again, we went long at roughly 1K. We had a target of 1,900, and that target gets confirmed when we break the neckline, which is a big target, and you're kissing the underside of the long-term uptrend as well. So palladium looks fine and dandy. A gold-silver ratio, important ratio, yeah, very important. Um, Bearish overall on the ratio. That's good. That's very, very good. And I do believe that starting to drop below, 90, maybe 89, but definitely 90, that zone around 90, is where it could escalate big time. And the reason is clear, because that is when we lose the uptrend here and all the three supports that is right around the 90. You can see the long-term trend here horizontally. A lot of things is going on once we start to trade below here. And if we go short term, if I can control my shortcuts here, again, this is the 2 hourly. You can see the tag here, the rally. You can clearly see that if we have that, which I think we will, we're having continuation with a perfect, you know, triangle that we're always looking at. Only this is on the lower time frame. This is basically 2 weeks old. So if we can break below here, again, you will most likely see the miners do amazing things. We're very bullish on all miners. And again, if we drop below 90, we could see roughly 80. And what do we have there? One, we have two, right? So we could get a bounce. That is not good for miners short term, but then you break on the fourth, and then you go down to here, which is roughly 60, give or take. And that is when you're starting to see, look at that, right? And then later on, we will definitely come lower. So 90, key level for the ratio. When that breaks, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, all metals, all miners generally will do insanely well. I haven't checked the correlation against the overall indexes. I will do that at some point in time. So yeah, Dixie had a huge intraday reversal. And I even posted that if we start to break this 25 trend line, then we are actually in for a period of a little bit of Dixie bull, right? But we're breaking now, and this looks like a huge rejection. You can see the 2 hourly here. For some reason, we've started to puke heavily as we entered into the US session here. A little bit of bear flag going on, right? So huge rejection so far, and it needs to recover very, very quickly, because if it doesn't, then we are in for a major, major breakdown in the Dixie. Again, looking back to the gold to silver ratio, right, at the 90 level. So again, if it doesn't start to move here, we are breaking a 6-year support and a 15-year support. It needs to hold here. It is clear as day. We can't drop much below, let's say, like 97.5. That would be extremely bad. So it still have a little bit of rope, but that rejection on the breakout looks very scary for the Dixie at the moment here, which obviously, if we get that, the miners, again, the ratios, we're happy. Of course we are. Bitcoin, this was actually a draw that I did on yesterday's video. I can't remember exactly. We're expecting a bounty at the low one there, which we got. So the Dixie here is still overall healthy. We're back above the 1K level, which is always important to be. And we're in the bull flag here. So yeah, Bitcoin is looking good still. And again, to the new guys, again, Bitcoin, in my view, is you know, the leverage play into tech. So if Bitcoin does well, tech does well. Then you have Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Alphabet, all these guys, they will do well. And if Bitcoin starts to drop heavily, that might be a precursor to something really bad. Oil we will do last. Um, The 10-year, I've tried to frame the 10-year, and there is, again, it's not pretty, but there is potentially a neckline break here, which was a fake out because we have that one here. We are still flagging slash wedging up, so I'm not gonna make any big calls other than we might be a little bit more bullish than bearish, but it's a mix of it's a mixed feeling here right now. The SPY overall bullish, huge V-shaped recovery. The momentum is up, and you're breaking out here, back test, almost back test, 1% a day, on a day where everyone thought, the world's gonna fall apart, which didn't. QQQ, same thing, not gonna dive into that. Copper, this one here, messy, yeah, but I do believe that we are most likely on the path to break that little teeny wedge over here internally, tag, and then we're gonna go and we could see 7.5. Ooh, we could see 7.5 copper. Again, why do we have 7.5? We have the upper here, we have the lower here, and that is a magnet if we break the red. Breaking the red at roughly 5.3, boom, 7.5, almost 40%, if my math, actually 40%, very close to, could happen during the next half year. Yeah, on copper. Coal, excuse me, coal, yeah, I'm getting more and more excited on coal. We have a breakout here, not entirely confirmed, but we're that little bottoming structure on the way on the before the breakout. Again, 115 in the NCF, which is the Newcastle coal futures, and I'm a big bull on coal for various reasons. That trend line here, yeah, we broke it here back in April 2021, and actually coal was the biggest performer during 2022, especially the coal stocks. They were the biggest winner, I think, in that year. And then we had a mega rally and a collapse all the way down to retest. Boom. Yes, we went a little bit below. That's fine. And now we're trying to break, or we have broken the blue wedge. You can see it there. And then we have that little, what is that? Roughly 2025 bottoming structure. And we are breaking it today, but I really want to take out that one here, that little pivot as well. But we are breaking the neckline, which is 112.6. So we are breaking it, and it actually starts to look really good for the coal stocks, which we will also look at later this week, where I will give my take on the individual stocks that will benefit from these kind of moves. Gas here, good old nat gas, the futures, still bullish in my book. Remember, gas, whew, a difficult one to get correct. Very, very all over the place. But yeah, we have actually been bullish ever since we broke 3. And as you can see here, we have been resetting that 3 ever since. Still okay. The big one will be the red one coming down from here. That is the next one it needs to take out. Otherwise, we might come down even further. So yeah, gas here overall still bullish. But basically, as long as we hold that trend line, I'm actually somewhat happy with it, even though the chart is very, messy, as I like to say. It's not a clear direction, which some of the stocks that we've been looking at, for instance, I keep mentioning it, SUP, RDS, the gold stocks, DRD was really, really good. MKO, AU, APRA was really good 1 year ago when we bought it at 2. Now it is at what, 5? They were precise, dead on, easy. Nothing is easy, but easy entries, and you know exactly where you were wrong. Whereas this is a little bit more of, you know, what can you call it? Like spazzy moves, right? It's very, very jittery. Um, Here we are looking at the TTF, which is the gas in Europe, which, boom, we're actually more bullish on because we're again back above the 3-year trend line here. As you can see, we broke above and then just collapsed straight through, and now we're back above. So gas, more often than not, doesn't respect the trend lines. Sometimes you can find something that is actually quite precise, which was this one here, double bottom. We called that as well, 24. But here it's a mix, and sometimes, let's say in the future, in September, we might have to redo the setup here and redraw it at some point in time. TLT we will not look into. Quickly, we will look at oil, down 9%. And how is the oil stocks doing? They are red. Of course, they are red. But you can see here BKR down 3%, SCR 2%, CJ 3%. CJ here is still looking fantastic. It's probably going for a retest now, which is totally by the books. But we have broken that, which was to be, again, we went long there. So even though oil is down 9, most stocks compared to oil is doing okay, especially the green one here. Shell is a big one here. Remember Shell, it is still a buy above 75. At that point in time, you're breaking a 20-year trend line. And you have 1, 2, 3 little flag, whatever you want to call it. And if we can break, you can see it here, if we can break these highs here, these two at roughly 74, so 74, 75, that will be your signal for Shell. But of course, today down 2%, only 2%. So again, oil, let's see how it does. So the green ones here that we have, again, doing okay. EQNR, fine. SD still looks good. Breakout back test so far. So for now, we're not that worried about oil being down 9%. Of course, we didn't expect it to do that. And now we will look at oil. The video from yesterday with regarding to the oil stocks, before I went off, I said that we're going to gap 5% basically to the highs, which I'll take that as a win. And then we were going to close the gap, which we did. And then for some reason, right here, again, we should check some sort of news, but all of a sudden we had a lot of volume coming in and pure selling. Whatever happened there, I do not know. But definitely that meant that we are down from that point alone, 9%. So we basically closed the gap. And then we puked there. So oil, yeah, getting smoked today. Basically peak to trough, we're down 13%. Yeah, that is a big one. And we have lost some critical levels here. And now we are most likely going to go down to the lower here at roughly 66, which 66 is a big one to hold 66. I think now we're just seeing panic selling, to be honest, unless there is some news that I have missed. But again, let's see what happens during the week. And then we watch the equities to look for, again, if they start to accelerate and to take in volume and you drop, that is not good. So, but no matter what, of course, this is never, ever, ever a good candle. Just look at the size of it. I don't believe you can go back in time and find a candle that is that large / red. What about even over here? Do we have similar? Again, this is of course, at the topping phase, but yeah, that is somewhat similar. Again, that's the blow of top with the war and all that in Ukraine. So yeah, let's see how it ends. There might be a lot of people that went long that is getting smoked now. I don't know. I do not know, but definitely what a day for oil. And we just have to watch here for this one. So that's it, guys. I have nothing more. Remember, again, I didn't want to do anything related to a sector and all that at this moment because they were basically, I'm not saying it was at a zero. We are 2% on the URA, but yeah, we are just grinding it higher. Uranium miners looks really, really good. You can also see here, where are you? This is gold stocks, silver stocks, green, 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 green across the board, basically. And same thing for the platinum stuff. Again, platinum guys, I really hope that, again, you take a position. If not, at some point in time, if you don't have one already, platinum is going to be one of the biggest winners for sure, at least in my book. So that is all. I will leave you to it. And let's see. Again, we will definitely monitor oil for sure. So have a great day, guys. As always, stay safe and all that. Cheers, guys, and bye.